and I'm going to talk to you today about some sympathy cards that I've made, and it's using a free printable that Susan made and tasked me with putting together some cards using these printables for Sympathy. And they coordinate, she designed them to coordinate with the From the Heart Double Quick Card Kit. And it is really beautiful designs and colors. And we just felt like of the kits that we have, this is the most appropriate for Sympathy. The colors are sort of muted, but really quite beautiful. The blue, there's blues and some sort of a mauve pink colors, a little bit of green. And so really you could do these designs the way they're shown in the card kit. This is a really neat kit because it uses the Blossom accessory set and the Frolic tiny border. So all of these 10 cards can be done with just 2 sets. That's really, I think, very neat. I did not do that with these. I chose to do different designs, partly because being Sympathy cards, I don't know, I really didn't want to have like happy flowers, and I don't know, that was just my feeling that the designs needed to be a little more subdued. And I used things like butterflies and hearts and a dove. There's a dove shape in the Cherish accessory set. That's the wedding themed accessory set, but of course the different templates can be used for different things. So right here is a dove that I got, at least I think it's a dove shape. I thought that was appropriate for a Sympathy card. So, so anyway, I did not necessarily use these designs, but you definitely could do that. And then just instead of using the sentiments that come with this kit, you would substitute the sentiments that Susan designed in this printable. And what I asked her to do on these 2 right here, I wanted to be able to put a template around them, such as this one from Tiny Notations. And so I asked her, after she did this one, I asked her to take away the circle that are around them and make them a little farther apart. And so she did this one also, so that I could use this template around there. And I used this one. I love this template from Citrus, and it's from the May 2020 Kiwi Club kit. Not sure if this is still available in the shop. I hope it is. If you're a Kiwi Club member, you have access to overstock of past Kiwi Club kits. So I think there might, hopefully there still is either that kit or maybe even just the template set that's available. But this is from, this is called Citrus, and I love this little plaque shape. So I use this a lot on these round sentiments. So these will be posted with this video, so you'll be able to print these out and use these with really any paper that you have, but they are specifically designed to go with From the Heart. And then you also, if you wanted, you could print them out, instead of on white cardstock, print them out on colored cardstock that coordinates with this kit. That's what I did also, and you can choose to just print them out in black and white. Instead of, can you mute it? Instead of, you know, the color, you could just print them out in black and white, which is what I did here. This is an example. I printed them out on coordinating cardstock. So I just grabbed cardstock out of my stash that coordinates with all these colors in the From the Heart kit. And so, that's how I did. So I printed this out in black and white on the colored cardstock. Let's see if I have another example of that. I also printed them out, and I think I did them in black and white, in black, but then I also did them in color, and I used vellum. if anybody has any vellum in your stash, I think it's really a beautiful medium, a really beautiful paper to use for a sympathy card. It's soft and just a different look. So use vellum. Feel free to print things out in vellum. But, and then this didn't print out well. I just printed these again to show you all. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that's my printer or what, but I'll talk to Susan about that. Because it did print out well when I printed them originally. This printed out quite beautifully. So anyway, so that's your option. So you can print them out on white cardstock with the colored, color copy, or you can print them out in black and on coordinating cardstock. Also, what I like to do a lot, and I really extend my kits, is each one of these packets has 2 card bases in it. So you've got 5 packets, 2 cards each. So really you can get 10 cards out of here. However, what I do is I will take my 2 card bases. So instead of folding them in half and getting 2, I actually cut them in half and I get 4. So I get card fronts. They're called card fronts. And so what you would do is you would decorate the 4 card fronts, and then you would add them to a card base, okay? So right here is a blue, I took some blue cardstock and just cut it and made it my card base, and just, adhered my card front to the card base. So I think out of this kit, I got 22 cards out of it at least, making these sympathy cards. And then I wanted to mention that I felt like some of these can be used for other things. They don't have to be sympathy, sending loving thoughts. If someone is having a hard time or is going through some kind of an illness, sending loving thoughts I thought was appropriate to just use for something other than sympathy. This one also, with love, with caring, with support. Again, not just for sympathy. So these sentiments have a lot of uses. But I want to quickly just show you some of the things that I've done and give you some tips on, just little extra things that maybe you hadn't thought of doing. Here is some of my cards. And something I like to do a lot is, if you can see, I like to make the bottom of my card kind of like die cut. All right, so you can see that. And then on the inside, I like to do this, like I'll take a card border or tiny border and do that on my inside. So this is a card front. I don't know if you can see that. That's one of the half of one of the card bases that's in here. Half of it, I decorated it. I kind of cut it, okay? And then I also cut my base. If you can see, I like to cut it also, so that when you open up the card, you can see the pretty background, the color on the other side of the card front. And then you'll want to decorate the inside here, so that when you're looking at it from the front, you have a really pretty pattern showing through that kind of pulls in your different patterns. And then this was, I used Adorn. Where's Adorn at? It is Adorn, let's see, Adorn 1A, okay, is what I used on this sentiment right here. Susan has it designed to work with Adorn 1A. And then this right here, she has it designed to work with Adorn, if you can see this, Adorn 3B, okay? So Adorn 3B works well with this, with Deepest Sympathy. And again, on this one, you'll see where I sort of die cut. You see that? So it looks pretty on the inside. I didn't do that here, but I try to ink the edges on the inside also. And so that's just kind of a neat look. I used hearts. I used the From the Heart template, little a la carte template. There's 2 of them. This is the inside of that one. And then there's the smaller one. I can't find it right now. I don't know what I did with it. But, and then this is the inside of the smaller piece. So there's two of these that come in the From the Heart, two different sizes, From the Heart a la carte. So, my daughter's laughing at my rhyming. From the Heart a la carte. Okay, so that's one. And so I just wanted to show you those, kind of a neat look, kind of a different, I enjoy doing that a lot. So there's that with kind of a die cut bottom to it, the front of it. See that? This one also, again, I used vellum and then hearts from the heart. You can see there inside. This is another one where it's kind of die cut at the bottom. You can see how that is. Okay, and then I used, on a lot of the sentiments, I used plaques and different shapes like that. I love these. I use these so much. They're like tiny notations, or this is from Tiny Springtime. I use this plaque shape a lot. I think it's gorgeous, and it's really looks good with this card kit and for a sympathy kind of a sentiment. So that's from Tiny Springtime. Again, we talked about citrus. Then there's also regular springtime, this larger bracket, larger plaque shape. And then notations. Tiny Notations is one of my favorite sets. I really, at the beginning, didn't think I would use it. I was one of those that I kind of waited to buy, but I use it all the time. This is Tiny Notations, and then there's kind of a medallion shape that is Tiny Notations. Use these a ton. Also, there are some banner shapes that are great for Tiny Notations. Really use them a lot. So I would recommend those for sure. So yes, so from Tiny Springtime, and then here's your medallion shape. And it's, I used vellum on top of, I printed this one out on some pink cardstock that coordinated, and then I just layered them. So there's that. And again, you've got your little die cut area in the bottom. This one is using the dove that I mentioned before from Cherish, the Cherish accessory set. This is from the card kit, and this is actually one of the examples, and I use the sentiment. It says, "My heart is with you today." That is actually a sentiment that comes with this kit, and I thought it was appropriate for Sympathy, so I just chose to do this the same as what it showed in the card kit as the idea. And again, this is just the card front adhered to a piece of light pink cardstock that coordinates with this kit that I just grabbed out of my stash. Here's another one done with vellum, and you've got your little die cut at the bottom there, and I've got it layered on the back. So definitely be aware that this is just extra cardstock that I pulled in to extend this kit. And I like to use butterflies. I think butterflies are really a neat motif with Sympathy cards. And that's a butterfly from Tiny Nature. And then this butterfly is from Blossom. And I really love this side butterfly. And I actually did it around one of the sentiments. So these printable sentiments are wonderful, and you can use all sorts of shapes around them. So actually I even used just a butterfly shape around this right here, this one right here. And it was printed on a pink piece of cardstock that coordinated also. So there's those. And then I just wanted to show you, and I tried to kind of keep these a little bit simple. I didn't put a whole lot of embellishment on them. The borders are, I mostly used Frolic, Tiny Border, and Adorn. This is Adorn 1A. So Adorn 1A again. And again, here's Adorn at the bottom. All right, that's just on white cardstock. I used hexagons from the March 2020 Kiwi Club kit, printed out on vellum and layered it on top of a larger hexagon shape and put it on top of a blue cardstock. Again, here I printed them out and layered them, the vellum on top of the cardstock. So, and just a combination of borders. And I'll post photos of all of these too, so that you can go back and look and use these as examples if you'd like. But again, love this citrus plaque shape. And I think that, again, this can be doesn't have to be sympathy. This could be just kind of a thinking of you. You're going through a hard time, thinking of you. And again, same thing. Wanted to show you, I love this one. Printed out that same, that sentiment, what is it right here? This one that did not, the one that Susan did that she took off the circle shape around it and just kept it like that. I put the plaque, the citrus plaque around it, and I used the hearts from Tiny Charmed. So that's that. And then this is one of my favorites. I layered and I used foam dots. I used the plaque from citrus. I just cut this out. I think I used a circle punch. And I layered it on top of a banner from Cherish. This again is from Cherish 2. So this and the dove shape are both from Cherish, which are kind of the wedding set, but as you can see, they can be used for all different things. And I use this banner a lot from Cherish, so I would recommend it. It's a great set. So there's that, so layered and just really simple. I liked this one. Again, just very simple, a little bit more masculine colors for, you know, maybe for a man. So there's that. And use this as tiny notations. This is a shape from the Just Because card kit. There's templates. There's like a, it's a bee theme, but there's this lovely plaque shape in there, the Just Because variety pack. And I love it, and I use it a lot. So that's what that's from. And these, again, on vellum. This is printed out on coordinating cardstock, and I love this shape from Captions. This is another awesome plaque shape. There we go again. And then this one, Sending Loving Thoughts, and this one, a flower. So these I thought could be sent, you know, maybe not for sympathy, but for other occasions. And then to end up, I wanted to show you these fun cards and this fun folding technique. I will post the instructions on how to fold this and how to do this. And then I love this little technique. This little braiding technique is fun. But this has been something that a friend of mine did a little virtual class and showed how to do this card folding, and I just love it. I have enjoyed it so much. I've made graduation cards with this. I've made cards using the Stand Strong awareness ribbon. I made all of these for a lot of my friends who are going through breast cancer treatment. So, but that's this really neat card folding technique. Love it. There's one that's a little more elaborate. You've got this center piece here, and then you've got one that's a little less elaborate, and it's just like that. And so then I usually just will write on the back of them, but that's using the Stand Strong awareness ribbon. But anyway, so I chose to use this design, and again, most of this is cardstock that I've pulled in, and I'm using my scraps from the heart kit. Just wanted to show you these real quick. And I appreciate you all taking the time and looking at what I've done. I hope this has inspired you. Let me know if you have any questions. Also, the hummingbird shape from the January 2020 Kiwi Club kit. Hopefully that's still out in the shop. If you're a Kiwi Club member, you could pick up that kit or that template set. I thought a hummingbird was appropriate also, and for a sympathy card. So there you go. And just wanted to show you all these. I hope you all have a good rest of your day and have fun creating. And I will post all these photos, and you can ask any questions that you'd like, and I'll get back with you. Thank you.